Hi, I'm Teresa Hermann from Charlottesville, Virginia. Our son Kevin graduated from 2009 from high school. He was a great student, straight A's, did everything right, captained the basketball team and captain of the baseball team, involved in all kind of extracurriculars and volunteers and school activities. And even with all of that, he didn't get into his first choices of colleges. He was waitlisted or got rejected, and he got into one school in rural Virginia, and he wasn't really excited about it. And someone had mentioned to him about taking a gap year. So he investigated. He went with our full support because we're a family that loves to travel, and thought it would be a good idea for him to actually get a break, just get a break from school and regroup. And so he did everything on his own. He did all of his own research, figured out where he wanted to go. He worked hard, you know, since he was 12 years old, he worked and saved. So he had money saved to pay for most of his trip, and he volunteered some, got a stipend for doing some things, and he also woofed. And so he made the trip very affordable for him. And he did something pretty unconventional in that he did an independent gap year. And most of his trip he was on his own, especially in Southeast Asia and Thailand and Laos and Vietnam and Cambodia. So the year he had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of struggles, many amazing adventures, things that I probably still don't know about and probably am glad I don't. But the main thing I think we got out of this whole, you know, amazing experience for him was when he left home. He told me I think he was very disillusioned with the whole high school process, that he did so well and didn't get into colleges. I think when he got off, before he got on the plane, he said to me, "I want to find out what's real." I think he was doubting even in his abilities of who everyone said he was and he thought he was, and for some reason it didn't measure up. And I think he just wanted to figure out who he was, and that was a big piece of that trip. And when he got home, he told us that, you know, he felt like he had been living in a fishbowl now that he had been exposed to a lot of different cultures and to see how most of the world lives, not like we do, and saw everything about this culture that he hadn't seen before in a new light, as far as privilege goes and waste, you know, just things that he came back and he was very aware of how most of the world lives. And he came back with a lot of confidence. He had to navigate a world that he had no idea, a new language, a new place. He'd get off a plane or a bus or a train and have to just figure things out with nobody there to help him. And was it difficult at times? Yes. Did he learn a lot? Amazingly, amazingly. He became so independent and resourceful when you have to figure out where your next meal's coming from and how to get by on $10 a day, and you know, how to get from A to B and how to make mistakes, you know, how to fail and pick yourself up. And he had some bad things happen, mostly good things and some bad things. For us, it was challenging just to let him be. And we couldn't rescue him. Sometimes I'd know what country he was in, and I wouldn't necessarily know exactly where he was. And for me to be okay with that too at times, and to trust him, that was a huge piece for us. And, you know, when he needed help, he reached out. And for us, it was just about letting go and letting him learn and figure things out. And I think it's probably the biggest gift we could have given him. And he came back just an amazing human being, so much deeper, and wanting to connect with people no more on a superficial level. It was hard. That transition back can be very difficult in re-entry because they've learned so much about themselves and have dug so deep. And when they come back, their friends have not had those experiences. And, you know, because of it, he's just an amazing human being. And now he's an entrepreneur and figuring things out still, and not afraid to take risks. And I'm just so happy for him and the life that he's creating. He's 26 years old now. And, you know, also a big proponent of the gap year, as are we.